Bogart Radio, Beyond the Itinerary with Uncle Zach.
Yes, how are you, my friend? So good to see you. We're back once again.
And check, I'm dressed in Bogart today.
I see so.
See, and I got the teddy.
And it fits so beautifully, friend.
Does. I just also thought so, but I hope they don't want it back afterwards.
I don't
That's
know
going
about that.
to be a challenge.
It's
Ronnie's going to have to stop me leaving at the door.
Yeah.
Such a gorgeous little top.
It is.
But I collect ducks.
Yes, you collect a couple of things.
I collect the yellow ducks. They're on my dashboard. So they run up and down my dashboard.
I've seen those.
So people from around the world send me ducks.
Yes.
So now this needs to be a duck.
But you've also got a teddy bear, don't you? Not this one. Isn't it a gorilla?
I have a gorilla. We got this inflatable gorilla suit because we use it when we promote Uganda. And it's so funny when my husband's in the car next to me with this gorilla.
Okay.
He would be amazed at how many people turn around and point at him.
Does it sit on him?
Well, yeah, it goes on him and it's inflatable.
What?
So it's big. So
it covers him.
Because it's from China as well, the little eye part is down by his belly button.
What?
So we have to now move it so that he can actually see when he's in the suit. It's too funny. Because we didn't realize that the little peephole, where the guy looks through, is going to be that far down. It's too funny.
What?
So we now have to move it. But when he's in this as this gorilla, he really knows how to play the game. So he kind of, we go to expose with him.
Yeah.
And he waits till somebody's engrossed in doing something. Then he taps him on the shoulder. Ching, ching, ching. And I promise you, when this person turns around, you have to see them run. Their feet don't even touch the ground.
What?
And then he thinks hilarious.
Wow.
So everybody gets him in for a photo. They put him on their stand. They give him socks to wear that are different color socks. So it's a very engaging way to promote a product.
Wow.
Is to have an animal type product like a gorilla.
Yeah, I know in the US they use mascots quite a bit.
Yeah, they use them on the football fields.
On the football fields. We had one in 2010, remember?
Oh, that's right. What did we have?
Zakumi. Oh, what's Zakumi? He had a name.
Did he? Was it Sakumi?
It was Zakumi, yeah.
And what was a Sakumi? What was he? What like character?
It was like a lion. Yeah, it was a lion.
Was he a lion?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my word.
But aren't those things hot? Isn't it
no,
hot
that's why it's inflatable, because inside the fans are on. So like those things that you see on the side of the road where you like this that's waving around. Oh, yeah. It's the same concept. The fans are in the legs. The fans now face inside, and it's plugged into a battery pack. So he wears a battery pack, which was also quite funny, because when I ordered it and it arrived, we looked for the battery pack, and there was no battery pack. So we go on to the little, the little flerkie that comes with it.
Yeah.
And we read, and right at the bottom, in the tiniest writing ever, like the tiniest, it says no battery pack included.
Oh no.
And I'm thinking, so he goes, you should have checked. And I'm going, who orders an inflatable gorilla and it doesn't come with a battery pack?
Yeah.
I mean, why use the word inflatable if it doesn't come with all the moving parts?
Yeah.
Surely that would be a kind of thing. But it clearly wasn't.
And
so now we're looking for a battery pack. Because he has to be able to wear it. So it's a UPS, actually. They charge a fortune for it, but it uses now, we found a UPS, because it is essentially a UPS. He just wears it, he charges the battery, and then we have two. So while he's wearing one, we're charging the other. And then he wears it, and it's quite a big menacing suit.
Wow.
So it's really just for adults. Because
I want to see this thing.
Oh, I'll send you a picture. It's so funny.
Yeah, I'm just
picturing. Because the reaction that he creates when he hangs out the car door is also funny.
Oh, wow.
Especially if the taxis give him a hard time, like hangs out the door. It's like... and the taxis kind of go... For the first time, you can actually get your own back.
Oh, wow.
In fact, we should do that. We should get into a taxi with him.
Get into a taxi with him?
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Oh, that would be so fun.
Oh, I'm sure you would like to try this.
That could be really fun.
I'm just thinking if it doesn't turn out as well.
Well, talking about road trips, today we have Sudesh Nadarsen, is how you pronounce it, eh? Nadarsen.
Yeah. You can say Nadarsen also.
Nadarsen or Nada.
Just let it flow.
Just nada.
Yeah, just let it flow.
Okay, because they have a word in, I think it's Portuguese, nada. Means no.
Oh,
I think.
No.
It could mean anything we say. And he's from Group 1, and we're going to be talking cars. So our first hour is going to be really spent talking cars. And while we were coming up to the show, we asked everybody to send us a voice note about their worst or best travel by road experience.
Yes.
And some of them were hysterical.
They were funny, friend. Yo.
And I thought we'd get a serious one, but we didn't. They were all quite funny.
Yeah.
So they win tickets, those that we play win tickets to the theatre, which they can collect from their local Bogart shop, because they're going to have their photos taken with it.
Absolutely.
And then we're also going to have Mads on air. She is Mads on
On the move.
There you go. See, I already got it wrong. Mads on the Move does women car reviews and what do you call it? Cars from a woman's perspective.
Exactly.
See, got to be a woman and a guy. I don't know why.
Yeah.
She's blonde and he's Indian, so we
Yeah.
got to
What you need. Can't take you anywhere, Fred.
So then we have Chris Forrest, and Chris Forrest is funny.
Yes.
We've had him on air before, and I promise you that kept even our guests that hadn't been on the air yet were still laughing when they came into the studio.
Wow.
After that. He's just such a funny comedian.
Yeah,
but
what
a
a
really
legend.
nice guy too.
Yeah, legend.
Legend.
Humble.
I saw him. I was at a market, and I heard my name, and I turned around, and it was Chris.
Oh,
and I
wow.
thought, wow, he took the time to stop and say hello to me.
Yeah.
You know, that I didn't wait for me to recognize him. He was more so I recognized her.
Oh,
I thought that was nice.
very.
You know?
What a gentleman.
And he does something called the Braai Festival with Pete from, from MasterChef.
Okay.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
And then after that, we have Lavonne Wittmann. She does Second Act Sister and Travel in Full Color,
Okay.
which is another word for queer travel.
Queer travel.
Yes. Did you
Okay.
ever see that show, Queer Eye?
No.
Oh, you have to. Uncle Zach.
Okay.
It'll change the way you look at life.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's on Netflix. If you have Netflix, if you don't, borrow the name from a friend. Really good. And he is just, there are five guys who do different things. Like one guy does hair, one guy does furniture design, one guy does clothing design, and they go to people who people write in and say, my aunt lost her job and she hasn't been the same since, and she lost her husband and whatever, would you help her? Then they arrive in town and they spend a week with this person, dressing them, changing their hairstyle. And the guy who does the hair, he's my favorite because he wears dresses all the time.
Really?
And
Okay.
he is openly just loves his life and who he is.
Okay.
His name's Jonathan, and he's just my favorite.
He's coming
'Cause
to
he
join
is No, of course not. They're in the US, man.
Oh.
And they go to Japan and Germany, I think they've been to, but they haven't been to South Africa. Maybe we should put you forward. And so we have this Uncle Zach on radio who needs your help.
Help me.
Absolutely, see, that could help. We should put that on air and then send it to them and say, look, he
What
needs
help
your
do I
help.
need? Okay.
That could be fun. Having
Yeah.
your house full of queer people.
That would be
Your
interesting.
neighbors would be just blown away.
Jenny, the ideas you're putting into my head, Fred.
So now turning to cars.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us, my brother.
And allowing your hair to be mussed with headphones.
I'm trying to get to that.
He's having a panic attack.
I must say, it's up to you guys for doing what you do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
I think the listeners, if you hear, you're more nervous than listening to it.
But you're here for your favorite subject.
I love talking about cars.
You
Yeah.
see, cars,
I love it.
motoring. Is it just cars or is it trucks, motorbikes,
And
anything
clothes.
mechanical?
So I'm your one-stop Indian. I do anything and everything. I do cars.
Comedy, stand-up comedy?
I'm trying to get there. I don't know. If there's somebody that's listening, please let me know if I'm
You
funny.
could do sit-down comedy in a car.
I can try.
Because that would work. Because you just have to talk into your phone broadcasts, and you talk about when you drive to work in the morning, you have your own comedy show.
I love your ideas.
Yeah.
Uncle Zach,
No,
see
she
what-
just throws them all the time.
That would be amazing.
I'm like, there's 10 ideas already.
I think it would be better than listening to our current radio station. Because ours is after drive time, so we're safe.
Yeah.
I actually use music to motivate myself in the morning.
Okay.
So
What's your favorite music?
it's going to sound cliche, but I like Michael Jackson, Men in the Mirror.
I don't want. I like
Yeah.
ABBA.
Yeah.
So there we
That
go.
Beautiful.
motivates me in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Keeps
And
you going.
ABBA?
yeah. Sorry?
Don't
ABBA.
you want to sing to what you call a dancing queen on the way to work? Or would that look a bit odd?
Yeah, it would be a bit
yeah.
odd. Janine?
Because I know, not all Indian their heads bobble when they speak. So
Oh,
That could be
okay.
fun, watching you do that. But Bruce Springsteen's also a good one. Don't you like Bruce Springsteen? Bruce Springsteen?
who's that?
Word. How old did you say you were? Sorry, just missed that.
I didn't say.
Janine, these are your artists.
But you know Bruce Springsteen.
No, because I'm on radio.
Oh, not because you're black.
Well, maybe that too.
Of course I knew that had something to do with it. But that's pretty cool. I mean, so you're still motivated by something when you go. And you obviously don't wear headphones over your head. It plays in your car, around your car.
Yes, loud.
And the
very
sound
loud.
is, have you got that surround sound thing in your car?
Not actually doof, but clear.
Yeah.
So we can hear it. So I can hear it.
So you can hear it.
And motivate somebody next to me also to hear it because I put the windows down.
Oh my word, then I would seriously get out of my car and kill you. I mean, really.
Not you say like that, but some of the people enjoy it. They do.
The guy next to you who's suffering from road rage.
He's calmed down.
Getting a bit of a peace of mind.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, let's quickly introduce you first. Let's talk about who you are and where you're from, and then let's talk about what you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Sudesh Nadarsen.
Yes, we know.
I work for Group 1 Auto. I've recently opened up my own division. It's called Group 1 Exclusive Solutions. And I don't sell cars, I sell service.
Okay.
And I know many people keep on saying it, but I've earned my name, let's say. If you go on my social media, you'll see on Facebook. I don't have all social media because my wife limits me to certain things.
Okay.
I'm lying.
Probably sit there and scan cars all night. We look at cars. Oh, let's look at cars just for a change, you know.
You're giving my secrets away.
Do you watch that blonde chick who does car reviews? What's her name?
I only know Tandi. I don't know anybody else.
That's what everybody does. There's this blonde overseas.
Oh, Blondie.
The one
Oh,
who
yes.
does all the blondie on cars or something?
Yeah. She does all the like
High-end.
The
high-end
high-end
vehicles,
cars.
yeah.
Is that what you do as well?
No, the low-end cars. I don't go into the high-end. I do high-end, but
But you drive the Golf.
No.
Oh.
I have a BM.
Oh, do you have a Beamer?
Yeah.
A Beamer.
A Beamer.
It's called a Blik met Villa.
Yeah.
or better known as bring mechanic with.
Yeah. Oh, I just stay with the normal one, be my wife.
Yeah.
Because that's my
There
first
you
wife.
go.
Yeah.
And what does your wife drive?
She don't.
Oh, doesn't she drive?
No, I drive her around.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So she's not allowed to eat in your car,
Nope.
breathe in your car.
Nope.
The kids have to breathe out the window.
Yep.
I can see
In that car. Then
In
I have
that
a
car.
company car, they can do whatever they want to do.
So what's the classic car, the Beamer?
Yes, it's a 1994 BMW M3.
And do you use it for spinning?
Nope.
Oh, the BMW M3.
No.
Yes.
Sure. The dolphin shape.
Yes.
Yeah, the dolphin
Oh,
shape.
beautiful.
Even I know
Two
that
door
car.
or four door?
Two-door. Red in color.
What?
And yeah.
Nice.
M3 rims.
M3 rims, no drop suspension, no
No.
sound, stock extended
What?
to the T.
That's a hard find.
Yep. That's
Okay.
why.
And you're
that's
not
why
using
I'm
it for spinning?
Nope.
No, I thought we'd have the kings of spinning here.
The prices just goes up on classic
Yeah.
vehicles. So
Yeah.
if you respect it,
Yeah.
you get your money back at the end of
Really?
it. Yeah.
I've also got a classic car,
What do you?
a Mercedes, 1978.
What?
It's a low-cost, with a straight, with a long lights.
Yes.
Is it on wheels or bricks?
It's on wheels.
No.
I'm just checking.
If we say classic cars, you must know we respect that more.
Yeah,
We're like,
wheels
we
and
don't touch it. Jim. Come on. Nobody comes close to
So
it.
I have a combi barn door,
Okay.
1969,
Okay.
and trust me, it's on brakes.
VW.
Yeah. Well,
Combi.
obviously it's a combi, the split window with the barn doors.
You've got the split window.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
it
on
doesn't
bricks.
go.
What?
On bricks, yeah. Because you need money to fix it. I don't know if you guys ever found that out.
No, we didn't.
But you have to pay money to fix it. So the money's the challenge.
That's why I'm married.
You
So
see?
my expense goes to my wife. I need a mechanism for my window.
Okay, let's talk about what you guys do. You guys sell cars?
Yep. So basically, on my side, I do more of. I get to know my customers on a better line. What is the word?
On a personal
On a
level.
personal level, basically.
Even the soapy koppies.
Yep.
You know what a soapy koppie is, hey?
No,
It's
but you're
an
gonna shock
Afrikaans
me,
guy
I'm
walks around
sure.
with his kid on his shoulders, and when they go through the shop door, he says soapy koppie.
Oh,
That's where
okay.
it comes from.
Okay,
Just
I
so
just
you
said yes for it. I didn't want to look. I didn't want to sound like I didn't know on radio. I mean, I'm on radio.
He's in cars. You should know that.
Okay.
You know
Janine.
So yeah, so I on a personal level, and then I get to know. I ask certain questions.
Yeah.
Sometimes, as human beings, we tend to buy vehicles what our eyes see and not what our heart feels.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Because our neighbor has this BMW, or, oh wow, look how smart is this. But it doesn't specifically meet our needs. You know, we tend to spend too much on vehicles. And at the end of the day, people are going to hate me saying this out there, but vehicles are not, there's no value in them besides our classic cars.
But they are also very personal.
Yes.
A car is a personal thing. When my husband tried to buy me a car, unless it's a car I specifically want, I'll just drive it. I don't have any desire to be close to it. I like cars that are different.
Yep.
So like this little Ciento that I had, that when Fiat first brought out the Ciento, I drove a MGB Classic Roadster because those were the cars I wanted to drive. And then he bought me a Polo, and I was like, but I didn't want a Polo.
Yeah.
He said, well, I bought it for you. I said, well, I don't want it.
Let me do it up and then you'll want it after.
And then, in the end, we sold it, and he gave me my little Fiat 500.
It's a lovely car.
So it's a little soft top, and you know what? It's old, but it doesn't matter. It's mine.
And your ducks on the dashboard.
And my ducks on the dashboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So people buy cars because they use, it's what they see with their eyes. Because I'm trying to go back to what you said, because I think it's such a compelling statement.
Yeah. So people's needs and wants for a vehicle. Sometimes as salespeople, we don't go that step further and ask the certain questions. For example, you traveling 40 k's a day to work. I'm gonna just use from Lens to. I'm from Lens, so I'm gonna use Lens.
Okay, good example.
You're traveling from Lens to Marlborough, or to come into work. Call it 40 to 45 k's. You wouldn't want to go buy a car that's on high fuel consumption because you see it's smart. Your neighbor just bought it. Okay, I also want one like this, maybe in a different color or different spec. So let me get that. But then you're spending more on fuel coming to here, where I would use a little Fiat 500 because the fuel consumption is quite brilliant. Let me come this side, and then you use it. So it's it serves out the purpose of it. So in terms of fuel consumption, in terms of installments, because also we don't want to buy vehicles and then trade them in a year if we financing them.
Yeah.
Because then you have your interest and all of that to accumulate and all of that. And that's what we have currently now. People buying vehicles, not happy with them, and in a year or two, they want to trade them in. Then you sit with a huge shortfall.
Yeah, that balloon payment.
They sit with a huge shortfall, and then it just gets added onto another car, and another car, and another car. And sooner or later, you'll be driving a Mercedes-Benz and paying an installment. Paying an installment of a Mercedes-Benz and driving a Renault Kwid.
So that happens a lot?
Yep.
Sure. So what is the state of cars in South Africa at the moment? I mean, we know that in the last sort of 5 years, the people from the East, China specifically, has come in big swing. How has it affected the car industry in South Africa?
Big, because now it gives people a variety, basically, on what to purchase. There's good value for money in this Chinese brands that's coming out. But what's the resale value on it? We got to wait and see. We don't know.
You've always got resale value to consider.
We haven't considered that
We haven't
yet,
considered
especially
that.
with the new one.
So we're loving the fact that, yes, for 450,000, I can go out and buy me a car that can speak to me.
Yeah.
What is my resale value after 3 years or 4 years on that vehicle? What is my, in terms of parts, what is my, that's why I think certain brands that's in South Africa, that has factories in South Africa, it won't,
it won't, it's not like they're going to go off or go out.
So quickly, 100%.
So what cars do you guys have? Are you specific about car models that you guys are selling?
So we got currently at the Glen.
Yeah,
currently at the Glen.
He looks at me. I'm looking at me going,
I've got my social media ladies telling me, so excited. I'm trying to concentrate.
He's trying to look good in his Bogart jacket.
Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
Look at this. That's the first time ever. Sorry for going off the topic.
Okay.
I'm not the type of person to be out there.
Okay.
But wow, I put this on and I'm amazed.
Now you need to have just a car door. We should have taken his car door off and brought the car door in.
Oh,
so he can put his arm through the window and say, this is what I look like. I'm cool.
I thought you were going to say because my wallet's in the car door.
Well, you can bring that
get a guy to watch my car. Yeah. Yeah, so we do, so currently we've got Nissan, which is Nissan the Glen. We've got Renault the Glen. We've got Photon the Glen. We've got JC the Glen. We've got Beijing the Glen. So, and then you've got me the Glen. Sudesh the Glen, because Sudesh does everything at the Glen.
Yeah. And then which models are moving from the group? Like some of the top selling cars, and why?
So currently, there's different brands. The different brands are moving. And like I said, value for money again.
Yeah.
So it all depends on the individual. What do they like? What they dislikes. So currently now,
he's taking notes from the producer here. It's like, guys, do you want to separate? Maybe you want to go out the door. Maybe you want to take some notes. You know what? You could WhatsApp him. He's got his phone.
Why are you on air?
Let's play a couple of voice notes.
So, yeah.
After we've finished with Sudesh, let's play a few.
Yeah, I'm going to play them just now. You were just finishing off your point.
So currently now at the moment, we're doing quite well with the Nissan Navaras.
Those are beautiful. Yeah. Yo, the new Nissans are so hot.
That Nissan Navaras, for value for money,
they
are moving like you can't believe. Nissan has thrown put some money together towards the deal, and we are doing fantastic deals with those Nissan Navaras. They're 2.5 motors with electric components running the turbos, so they are not actually turbos, just one turbo, but the suspension is soft. Did you ever have a feeling of riding a bakkie but feeling you're sitting in the car?
Sure. No, not yet. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it was.
You've obviously never had an MPV, because when you drive what they call an SUV, but it's actually got it's actually an MPV and it's got a short wheelbase. That's when you'll notice the little bumping rims.
Okay, thank you, Janine.
But come past, I'll give you one.
Yeah.
We'll hook up one for you, and then you can test drive it and then see how you feel about it.
Okay.
But you got to take it back. Test drive means you have to take it back.
Really?
Yeah. So it means that when you've gone out with it, you have to take it back to where, not a year later, but probably the same day.
That's my whole sales strategy, because I wanted him to leave it so he can put his, because I seen you coming in with a motorbike, so I thought he can put his motorbike at the back of the bakkie, keep it, strap it down.
Oh, I want to see you
and not bring it back.
Yes.
Ride up one of those single things, riding it up. Can I be there when you do that? That is so much fun to watch.
Absolutely. All right, Janine. So here's what we did. You asked people to send us some voice notes. And
on their favourite road trip, because we wanted Sudesh to choose some winners.
Yeah. So we're going to play quite a few during our conversations in between. And we want to hear what people experiences are when going on holiday, what their road trips.
They use cars to go on holiday.
Because they use cars. And
in
it's
his
holiday
car, though,
time.
they're not allowed to eat or anything. So their trip is made up of lots of stops.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
you have to stop and eat, stop and breathe, stop and go, stop and
all of that in between. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We want to hear from you. And of course, if you're listening to us, thank you very much. We are streaming on all our platforms, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok. We are on all these platforms.
And
you can
check
us out.
Beyond the Itinerary.
It's called Beyond the Itinerary. And we have asked you to let us know what you think and tell us your stories about your favorite road trips. Okay, let's take a listen.
So a few years back, we decided we're going to Mozambique, and there was a whole lot of us, a whole group of friends. And when we got to the border, my husband asks me, "Where's my passport?" And I thought he was joking. I said to him, "It's in the bag, in the folder." And he's like, "It's not here." I'm like, it's supposed to be there, because in my mind, I've put it back. So I forgot my passport at home inside the printer, and most people have done this before. So, they then decided to smuggle me through to Mozambique in between the seats. So now it's chaos. Like, I'm going through the trailer, I'm going through the boot, the car, I'm going through every single bag that I have, every pocket in the car. And as I'm going through this car, my friends and my husband are going and they're getting their passport stamps, and now they're saying, "Well, I'm not driving back because it's 3.5 hours to drive back home to get the passport." It's like, we're just going to smuggle you in. So they smuggled me in between the two seats. My head was on a Red Bull, stuck there for an hour and a half to 2 hours while they were busy going through the border. And as you open the one door, you just see feet, and then open the other door, you just see this massive bola that's like, my hair's everywhere. It's crazy. I was in such a state because it was raining, and I'm looking for this passport. I'm scared I'm going to get locked up. I was hysterical. But yeah, while we were there, my husband says to me, no, you can't go to town because they're going to ask you for your passport. I'm like, there's no way they're going to ask me for my passport. Luckily, they didn't. And then they smuggled me back out of Mozambique as well. But yeah, this is a very funny story, but it was a very dramatic holiday. Like I've been to Mozambique after that, and I literally wanted to tape the thing to my stomach to make sure that I won't forget it again.
This is Bogut Man Radio.
When my mom and I went to Turkey when I was about 13 years old, we missed our taxi and we were stuck at this market hours away from our hotel. And we tried to make the best of the situation. So we started making jokes about the people walking by. Like it was innocent, it was just the two of us, but we really just tried to make ourselves laugh because we were actually not okay. And then I made a joke about an auntie in Afrikaans that wasn't nice, and so she turned around and she hit me with her handbag and told me, ek nou net gesê het, sis vir jou klein kind. So I never did that again in my life. I lived in the States for about a year, and 3 of my friends came to visit me there, and I was in charge of booking us the accommodation. So we got to New York, and then firstly we took the wrong train, and we had to pay so much money, because this was like an exclusive train. It wasn't the subway. So we wasted money there. Then eventually we got on the correct trains, but we got off at the wrong station, and then we had to walk uphill with all these bags. And you know, us South Africans, we pack like we're going away for 3 months. Then one of our wheels of the bags came off and it broke. But we still had to carry on. Eventually we got an Uber, and the Uber didn't take us to the correct location, so we had to walk some more. When we got to the apartment, we thought, oh, great, at last we are done with all these mishaps, but we weren't. It was on the 4th floor, so we had to walk up all these stairs with this broken bag and all the other bags. And then when we got into the apartment, it was nothing like the website. It had fungus all over and mold, and there were double beds instead of single beds, and we had to share a bathroom with so many other people. And we definitely did not book a hostel or something or a backpackers. We booked like a place for ourselves. So we stayed there for a night or two, and then we couldn't handle it anymore, and we went to go get other accommodation. But it really wasn't a great way to see each other again after being away from each other for about a year.
Hi. So you wanted to know my worst holiday ever. It's something that'll always actually be in my brain. In about 1992, I think it was, we decided to make a trip to what was then known as Southwest Africa, and we were in a combi, those old round combis, and off we went to Southwest Africa. We had quite a good time there, but on the way back, we were coming through a little town called Koes, Koes, and I'll never forget, it was on a weekend, and we all of a sudden realized that there was no petrol, and on looking underneath the vehicle, we saw that there was a hole and all our petrol had drained. So now we needed to get hold of the people waiting for us in South Africa, which happened to be my parents, to say we were now delayed, and in case they thought we had an accident or something, and that we would let them know when we're on our way. Because, of course, those days there was no cell phones. So we went, found a little call box, which in that little town was one of these where you crank the handle and then somebody on the other side would go, "Nommer asseblief," and then you'd give them the number and they'd tell you how much money to put in, and then you'd make your call. And I tried and I couldn't make the call. So we thought, well, let's just take a walk to the police station and just ask them, if there's something wrong with their one and only little telephone box that they had in the town. And there was a big sign on the door saying, "Gone fishing, we'll be back later." So, I mean, really, we parked outside the police station for about 2 hours, and eventually the policeman came back and we said to him what we've been trying to do, and he said, "Oh, no, his wife runs the central and he'll tell her to go and answer the phone," which he did. He went through to the she went through to the Central Exchange. I cranked the handle twice. She answered and put me through to my parents who were in Kimberley, and we told them that we would be delayed on this trip. Needless to say, those days also there were no ATMs, which meant we had to wait until the Monday morning so that we could now go to a little bank there and draw the money so that we could now get the tank fixed and then petrol put in, and off we went through back home. So, yeah, it's one of those trips that I'll never forget.
This is Bogart Man Radio.
Wow, man. Sure. Okay. Very interesting stories. Thank you so much for sharing those stories with us. And
but
of course,
road trips are why cars exist.
Yes.
I think when you buy
trips.
a car, you've got to buy it because you're going to go on holiday in it, or you're going to go on going to school and shops and whatever is really not the issue.
Very true. You just need to get a run around.
Yeah, you need something that like a motorbike or like a trolley on with an engine or something.
Yes, yeah.
But when you buy a car, it's like how many kids? My current husband, he has
current.
Yeah, my current, and he's a few husbands later. So he's got 5 kids. So you must know and cars are not made for 5 children. So when he used to go away, 1 kid would be in the boot because that was the only way they could go on holiday. But they just talked to this kid in the boot to make sure that the kid was still okay. Then they'd stop. So they'd stop and they'd take him out the boot and they'd put another kid in the boot because it was the next kid's turn.
No.
And that's how they went on holiday. So you see, a man makes a plan.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Speaking about it, I went last year to Durban, and we went with a 7-seater Mahindra.
Oh, yes.
And we were 4 adults and 4 kids.
But it's a 7-seater.
It's a 7-seater.
So you put E20 on the back.
No. I know. I don't want to win the competition. I'm just telling you. But if I do win, it's fine.
Yeah.
But so I put we put myself and my cousin was sitting in front.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving, and I put my 2 nieces and my wife and my sister at the back, and they were sitting in the back. And my 2 boys, 5 years old and 3 years old, I created with the luggage and everything. I created a little bed for them with the luggage and a pillow. And they sat from here going to Durban, and they sat at the back. And I bought them sweets. And I made them sit still. And I gave them the phone.
But they're not allowed to eat in your car. Oh, that wasn't your car.
No, it's a company's car.
There you go.
So
you gave them sweets and expected them to be still.
They sat still. They gave them the phone. They watched YouTube.
You see, then he wonders why when his kids grow up, they don't know where Durban is. Because on the way there, they weren't looking around them.
They were looking at the back.
But they still don't know the way to Durban. Now they'll reverse all the way to Durban. They'll just drive their car in reverse because they'll recognize the road from the back.
Oh, wow. Sure. All right. So you heard the stories. I'm sure you are going to be telling us who you think is the best.
I think all 3 should win because we have 3 sets of tickets.
We still got some more that we're going to play a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Oh, you got 3? I thought you had 5.
5. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Any last words from your side so that we can
Make him sound like a death wish. Is there any last words?
Okay, no, it's not supposed to come out like that. JD.
Are there any last words you'd like to share? Of wisdom?
Of wisdom.
Actually, no. Tips for buying a car and why you should...
and where you should buy one.
Yeah, should you use your heart or should you use your mind to buy a car? And what do you advise? Yeah.
So first of all, to answer your question, buy from me.
Yes, exactly. And they find you where? The most important thing is, where do they find you?
So you can come through to Group 1 Auto The Glen. We own Skokuza and Basonia Road. So
in the south?
Yes. The Glen Shopping Mall, that's the iconic, yes. We're just down the road from there. But technology now, all you do is just go on Google Maps, the Glen, and Group 1 is in the Glen, and it'll bring you right to us.
That's amazing. And you get a free tank of fuel, don't you?
We can talk about it.
Yeah. If you buy a car, if you buy a car from them, they give you the most amazing things.
Oh.
To thank you for buying a car.
Does he know this?
Yeah, he does. Well,
I did now, yeah.
Yeah, he does. So you get a full tank of fuel when you buy a car from them. Well, now he has to. He doesn't have a choice.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't read the stuff that was sent to me. I've just been told now. So.
Even I read the flyer.
I'm sorry, I was busy selling cars.
Yeah, you were busy. Okay, so tips to anybody who wants to buy a car, and obviously we know where to find you, but what are the tips for anybody that wants to buy a car?
Go for what you want, believe in what you want, and don't take anybody's advice. Go out there and listen to your own research.
And buy what you can afford.
Yep.
Bottom line.
Buy what you can afford.
Buy what you can afford. Because there's nothing worse than those car payments when you can't afford them.
Yeah, buy what's convenient for you also as well.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
What your needs and your wants. Find out what is your need and your want. I know you see your neighbor driving this flashy car.
Well, if I was married to my husband previously, I would have bought a 2-seater and let him take the kids.
Which husband?
The current one.
Oh, okay. I just love this.
Okay, here's a message from your wife here. Says, Sudesh is the best in the car industry. Is that Nazneen Nadarsen?
Yes, that's correct.
That's your wife?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
I've got all of them watching this, so they better put good comments.
Wait.
I think she wants dinner. Champagne, the whole number tonight. I think that's the key here.
You better do something about that, brother.
I wonder if my current husband's listening. Maybe I can get the same message.
Wow.
You never know.
Lucky I can't say, I only got one wife, so I can't
So you
say.
can't say the current one, otherwise you're going to be in big trouble.
The champagne and the food is not going to
Well,
work.
I hope you're going to join us again, because this was
I'd love
real
to.
fun. We haven't even
I
finished
enjoyed it.
talking to you about what kind of cars do what. I mean, there's stick shift and there's automatic and there's all those kind of things, because we're going to talk to Mads on wheels.
Yeah, absolutely.
The move, there you go. See, I knew I got it right. And she's going to talk to us about a woman perspective, so you know what your wife's going to want.
Yeah.
Pressure.
Nothing like pressure.
No pressure, yeah.
Does she not drive at all?
Nope. I take her wherever she wants to go.
That's terrible.
Why?
I need to have a conversation with her.
I'm scared that she's going to...
You see, it goes back to the car thing. I mean, really.
The car is the first one.
I mean, I have a Code 14 truck license because I want to drive an Interlink truck across Australia.
Code 14?
Yeah, and I have a motorbike license.
I was shocked when I heard it.
So,
What?
because I want to drive a truck, because you can do anything you want. You
Code
can do
14.
anything, huh?
Listen,
And I like that you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
That is true.
You have just shown us that anybody can do anything they want.
Yeah.
They can.
And age is nothing
And
but
when
a
somebody
number.
says, why did you want one? It's because I can.
Yeah.
Because I can.
Sudesh, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much
Such a
for
pleasure
having
having. And you look amazing in that Bogart jacket, like I do in my Bogart top, and you look in your Bogart jacket.
Yes.
Is that a car jacket or a motorbike jacket?
It's a motorbike jacket.
Looks lovely.
But there's no leather on it.
Well, the leather is on the sleeves.
And where's the patches? Because you need like lots of patches and stuff.
Well, it's not that kind of leather jacket.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was a
It's
cuts.
a Bogart jacket.
Do you not have cuts that you wear?
It's a jacket from Bogart.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Bogart.
We're just checking.
Let's just say.
So now you've got to go into outside, take a photo of you hanging out your car door.
Yep.
With that sleeve and the smile.
Okay.
And say, buy from me. And let's see how many people do.
My wife just replied there, so I think she knows that I'm going to go swipe for this jacket now.
Sure, my brother. Thank you so much for chatting to us. And of course, I look forward to having you again so that we can go more details into cars as well. Yeah. So, we look forward to having you again.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it was such a pleasure. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Definitely.
See, now we've got a new co-host.
Okay, cool. All right.
Then we've got white, black, and Indian.
Yeah.
Come on. No.
And then we get more views.
South African Cosmo, what more could you ask?
Absolutely. Loving it. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to listen to more voice notes and introduce our second guest in this hour. Let's do this.
The hits.
See, that's what tells me that you're a cheese girl, because when you go there you see stars and air pollution, and I think I counted like 15 bottles of Dom Perignon. And they're washing their watches with us. I'm like, hey, is this still a thing?
It's a thing.
And then you said like, hey, there's people that are on WhatsApp that
someone even once dropped like their phone in the ice bucket. And, you take your iPhone that's like water resistant, whatnot. You drop it in the ice bucket, take the video.
So you're proving the phone
on WhatsApp.
I feel like WhatsApp should make it free to everyone, not just your contact. Like having like an option where you can view anyone's status, even if it's not saved in your number.
No. I wouldn't want that for myself.
Yeah, because we also want to see this entertaining.
You want to see this entertainment.
I want to see the entertaining things. Twitch is crazy because Twitch is more like vlogging. So I swear to God, I spent like 2 hours watching this kid stream while he still humping from club to club in Miami.
Yeah,
it's like I was there. You know what I mean?
Like Jordan.
Even the DJ was DJ. I'm like, oh, I like that song too.
Yeah.
Is it a hater track? Is it a revenge track?
Well, it is a revenge track, I have to say. And I was actually on a lot of medication at the time. Legal medication, by the way.
Okay. And one thing about men, they'll inspire good music.
They will.
You know what? That song was quite different because normally when I write spontaneously. And I'll just start singing. The words come, the melody. It's like quite amazing. I really have God-given talent, and I do thank God for it every day. And not a lot of people do that kind of stuff, But,
yes.
But like I'm like Dolly Parton on dance music with a bit of lasers.
Okay.
There's a whole range of things that you can bring into the mix, and you can create your own. And I think that's really what a good artist will do. And hopefully, that's where I'm stepping into.
Well, I thought your one-way ticket was that reality show.
No, it wasn't. That was I don't know, that was a distraction for some reason. Sometimes you have to go around the mountain and learn stuff.
Yes.
That's what it was. It was hardening me, it was toughening me up, and maybe softening me too. Even if they're telling you can't do it, just carry on. If you know it's in your heart, and you never know, because when you're successful, you'll save them as well.
That's true.
Even if they put you down and they tell you you're not good enough, just keep going and keep believing. And you know what? When you are in that glory, you take your enemies with you.
Yes.
And you just show them a good time. Baby.
Let me just be honest. I used to go to school, sharp. I'm not saying, hey kids, I'm not saying you must do this.
Guys,
go to school. You guys must go to school. Yeah, so this is what happened to me. Shuti, I used to go to school, but then every time I put my report, Joe, I fail. My art and culture, I pass. Ayikho kimi, Joe.
Yes.
So, ngicela ukuzama lento engiyifunayo. Okay, fede. Mangisayicala lento.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes.
Let me just mess up my hair.
Okay, please do.
I'm gonna mess up my hair. That was you. I'm Janine Preston, and you're back with Beyond the Itinerary and with Uncle Zach.
Absolutely, so
driving
good to
the
be
pedals,
here. Yes,
doing the pedal driving.
Absolutely,
I just love having you on the show because you do all this like fancy stuff.
Thank you very much, and of course, I'm not just that fancy. The lady who's in the background,
she is.
She's the fancy one.
And I mean, why don't we ever see you on air?
Yeah, she's like the
and she's always
lady.
Beautifully dressed as well.
Absolutely.
And I think that's just perfect for this show because at least I have something good to look at.
Wow.
And thank you for always helping us with all our stuff. And one day I'll get her name right.
Yes. Janine, please introduce.
I keep thinking she's Farouz. She's not.
No, she's not. Please introduce our new guest.
Well, what's wrong with you? You forgot her name.
No. It's better when
Madelein.
you do it.
She's known as Mads on the move.
Mads on the move.
You see, I was thinking wheels and I was thinking, no, it has to move.
Has to move. Wheels have to move.
So you're the social media kind of whiz kid kind of review person.
Yeah, that was a mouthful, but yes, I'm Mads on the Move, and it's an initiative where I am reviewing cars around the country. There are so many different brands to choose from. It's very confusing. It's a saturated market. And let's be honest, men are biased. They really are. They know what brands they like. They are married to the badge. They talk suspension and drop blows and all that. I'm just here to tell you as a friend what cars are out there. What is it going to do in your life as a woman?
Okay, so here's a challenge for you.
Yes.
Because we're chicks, and I know when I drive, I have a thing called a petrol attendant. Flip and love him. When I went overseas, I missed him more than my husband. Because that oak knows exactly how to fill, where your car gets filled, where the oil goes in. So I get to now fill up my car in the UK and it needs oil. So I go, okay. So I open the bonnet and there's this tiny, teeny, tiny little hole that the stick comes out of. And I'm thinking, the oil goes in there, but how? Because my dude in South Africa just knows. He just pours, says, okay, Tin, here's your bill. Do you know how long it took us to fill that oil in that tiny little hole? It must have taken us about 3 hours. Because you know how small that little hole is.
Yeah.
Then the one dude walked over from the other petrol tank and he said, listen, what are you doing? I said, I'm trying to put my oil in.
Yeah.
He says, it actually goes in there.
Oh my God.
I was like, why didn't somebody tell me? I thought where the stick came out was where the oil went in. Well, that's natural, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
No,
that's not how it works.
No, but it's kind of like your thought process because you're behind the big open bonnet. What do you see when the bonnet's open in front of you? You see him take the stick out. He shows you the stick. He goes, it needs oil. Lapa oil. And you go, Lapa oil. So when he takes the stick away and he takes the tin, he comes back to your car and he pours it in, doesn't he? How do I know where he's pouring it in?
Look, it does make perfect sense. If you explain it right now, it does make perfect sense.
Yes, so those are things we need to hear from you. Is, by the way, girls, when you are filling a tank or when you put oil in your car, it does not go where the dipstick goes.
And that's exactly. I'm dropping my new review on the Renault Triber from the Glen, Renault the Glen. Mm-hmm. It was such an amazing car, 7-seater. It had... I could take the whole car apart, the seats, and make it a 2-seater or a 4-seater without any tools, nothing. And as we were standing there, I was like, well, we need to tell women where the spare wheel is. So where do you think the spare wheel is going to be?
Under the car.
There we go. So there I was.
There are some things I know.
But I've never changed a spare wheel in my life. So that's the kind of content that I want to produce. I want to be able to go not only to dealerships about new cars, but I want to talk to dealerships about what if I want to trade my car in? Or what is a balloon payment?
Yes.
Or, I need to service my car. I need to fix my windscreen. There's just so many things that women need to want to do independently.
True.
That's also the difference, is that maybe we don't want the guys to help us. Maybe we want to make those decisions for ourselves.
Oh, no. Geez, I can't imagine changing my own wheel.
No, we are independent women now. We want to.
No, there's a way just to stand on the side of the road and look helpless and somebody stops to get dirty. Why would you want to get dirty? Girl, you got to get this right. While we're female, let's make the most of it. Tanya, I couldn't imagine you changing a wheel, darling.
Okay, wait. I've got a fantastic idea, Janine. I've got a fantastic idea. So you and me are going to go on a busy road and we are going to get a flat tire. And then we're going to see if I change the tire or you hike it out, who's going to get that flat tire change first?
Roadside assist. I've got their number.
Oh, that's
I just pick up my cell phone. I go ching ching ching, roadside assist. They come change your tire.
Okay, but I still love that challenge. I'm going to take you up on that challenge because I think it's a great challenge. Let's see.
We'll send him.
We
to
can
come
film
along.
that.
Exactly. We see who gets the tire change first. Roadside assist, a guy.
Yes.
But
or Mads on the move.
I'm not in a hurry. I just don't want to get dirty. Why would I want to go and take this tire and put it on when there's somebody else to do it?
No, you don't have to do it. We want to see if you can stop somebody who can do it for you.
No, you can't. You just phone your husband or roadside assist.
Well, let's see who'll come to your rescue first.
That's
that's what I'm saying, yes.
Yeah.
Why the rush? I'm happy to wait.
Okay,
I think we are living in a generation where girls are just genuinely feeling empowered and wants to feel empowered. And I also want to teach my daughter how to change a tire.
I think you're absolutely right. I just have a totally different viewpoint. That's all. It's a different viewpoint altogether.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I must say this. It's in fact, I was saying this yesterday while training with some of the guys. We're saying how amazing it is to see so many women actually driving. and owning cars. I mean, I think in the last 15, 20 years, we've just seen a huge growth of women. Is that what you see as well?
Absolutely, but I'm yet to see a woman taxi driver.
Oh no, there's a
I
few.
want to meet a woman taxi driver. I genuinely do. I have never seen a woman driving a taxi, and I just want to speak to that person and get to know her.
An E20 taxi or an Uber?
No, an E20 taxi. I've never seen a woman
That's
taxi driver.
That's going to be a hard find.
But why? Why is it a hard find?
It's dangerous.
They're more. I've seen more driving kids to school, like student transport with a taxi like that, as opposed to being at the taxi rank.
Because women are not aggressive enough to ride on the wrong side of the road or pavements or whatever.
And the chauvinism, I think, within a taxi rank is a little bit huge. The testosterone,
That's a bit sad,
So, are you doing what you enjoy? I mean, I've seen also, I think, when Janine told me that you're coming, the first person I thought about was Supercar Blondie.
That's her name, Supercar Blondie.
Supercar Blondie. And then you come in and you blonde and you do the same. So how do you do your car reviews?
So I try to keep it real and being as if you're speaking to a friend. I want to really not talk.
Okay.
I don't want to be a mechanic. I don't want to be your husband. I really want to talk about the things that I look for in a vehicle or in a car. And, possibly just look at the potential of what am I looking for when I'm buying a new car.
Yeah.
And again, just simpling it down, but not because I don't think that women can understand the talk, because we definitely can. Mm-hmm. I just want to make it more for the layman's terms, so that we can actually identify what the real needs that we have when we are purchasing a new vehicle.
Yes.
Because the market is huge. There's so many exciting new brands coming in. There's so many fun things happening. So I just want to be out there, do this. It's a new adventure for me. So guys, please follow me. I'm on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
But I quite enjoy it. I really do enjoy this whole review thing.
That's beautiful. Do you have specific cars that you're interested in that you like to review the most, or do you just go across the board?
So I think I want to review cars that I would drive and can afford to drive.
Okay.
So I'm not going to go and jump into a Bentley and review it. I want to really look at the cars that are within my budget, cars that are within my followers' budget as well. But I recently got into a Bakkie, which was so fun. I didn't think I would be a Bakkie kind of girl.
What?
But yet there I was. And but mostly cars that are within my budget and within the budget of my followers.
Oh, that's beautiful. Tandi, you just joined us. Welcome to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Let's pull your mic a little bit closer to you. Thank you so much. You've been nice in the background, just giving us that vibe. Tell us what you do, and let's introduce you to our Bogart listeners and viewers.
Thank you so much. So I am Tandi Potgieter, and I am the marketing consultant for Group 1, Auto The Glen, which we also have dealerships in Edenvale and Alberton as well.
Yeah.
And all things social media. So social media is my game. I'm the one that discovered this amazing Mads on the Move and asked her to review some of our cars, and she's been doing a great job, as I said, really making it relatable, for our followers as well, and really getting to the nitty gritty, but as you said, with the 7-seater Triber, those seats come out now, you can fit all your baggage or all your shoes, as we were joking. So just making it relatable, for our followers, and so that we can really get to see what the car is really about for the female audience.
Yeah. How difficult is it to do what you do as a marketer?
Well, of course, it's very easy with our wonderful brands that we have at Group 1.
You've got plenty.
We've got wonderful, yes. As Sudesh was saying earlier, we've got Nissan the Glen, we've got Group 1 Renault the Glen, and then, of course, the bike Beijing is also a beautiful car, which we have at Alberton and Edenvale, and that's one of my favorite cars. So the lucky thing is I get to drive a different car every single time, because they give me a car to drive. So I really get to experience all these different cars. I'm busy driving now the Nissan Magnite with my name on it. It says Tandi Potgieter, powered by Group 1 Nissan the Glen.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I'm very, very lucky that way, that I get to experience the cars and share my experience from an authentic point of view on the socials as well.
That's beautiful. What's your favorite car at the moment?
Well, as I said, I'm driving in the Nissan Magnite, but I have to be honest, The bike Beijing X55 is my absolute favorite
Really?
car. It just drives so beautifully. The engine is magnificent. Obviously, I'm a girl, so I don't really know too much about the engine. That's Mad's job.
Okay.
But, it drives so smoothly. It looks absolutely beautiful. The fuel efficiency is good. And it's got a full panoramic roof. So it really is absolutely stunning. So you get a really 360 view when you're driving.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and also it's one of those cars that you talk to it and it does things. So you can say, open a sunroof and it opens. So, lots of wonderful things. But talking about road trips,
Yes.
I wanted to bring.
That time.
We bought little fun things for
Thank you very much. Janine, you want to come into the picture? Maybe stand over there. I know we're busy today. Janine, maybe that side of her. Yeah, in the middle there. Okay.
Not Tandi. Tandi.
I'm Tandi, I'm Tandi, I'm anything you want. So I brought little Patcourse bags for you.
Yes, thank you.
With old favourites. Yes. So it's got like cream soda and Fanta and all the things we used to have as a child in car trips.
Yes, yes. I mean, we've just heard.
The idea about this, you can put the rubbish in afterwards.
Exactly, that's the whole idea, Janine. There you go. This is from Sudesh.
Oh, wow.
This outside his car, you can hang it on the review mirror.
So you can see here, that's Sudesh's brand and that's Sudesh's number. If anybody wants to give him a call, it's on the bag right there.
Oh, wow.
It's like an estate agent.
That's stunning.
So I'll give yours to you later, but that's so you can reminisce and have a little putt course
man.
for your trip home.
Yes.
Not on the bike, but
Yes. Oh, that's so beautiful. All right, so ladies, we're going to wrap up this hour. But quickly, Janine, we've got those 5 voice notes that came through. How are we going to do that giveaway?
Let's just all do the giveaways. They just have to download the app and we'll notify them on the app.
Okay, cool. All right. So this is how we wrap it up. Any last words from you? I think we'd love to have you back again also to talk about women and cars. I think we can do more in terms of going more deeper in terms of this, because I think South Africans love cars, man. I think we're just one country that has a lot of beautiful, newest cars in the market. We're not far off what the international
we even
countries.
have sand you can put on your bakkie.
Oh.
You don't have to have a sand road. You just have sand you can buy. And then put it on your bakkie so it looks like you've driven.
No, absolutely. I think as a country that has the most beautiful roads and places to explore and to road trip, I think finding the right vehicle for your family, for the trip that you're going on, for your lifestyle is just so super important. I think Sudesh from Group 1 spoke about it earlier as well, is that finding those vehicles that's really going to fit in with your lifestyle is going to be the most important decision to make. And I'm here to help you make those decisions.
And where do they find you?
They can find me, Mads on the Move. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and I also have a website, madsonthemove.co.za, where I write more about the dealerships that I enjoy working with, some vehicles that I'm reviewing at a much deeper level, and of course, access to all my content.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us.
Awesome.
It was so awesome having you. Last word from your side?
I just want to say I was pushing a highway in heels and a cocktail dress.
Okay.
And it took a good few minutes for somebody to stop to help me. Oh, really? By the time they stopped, I'd already done it myself, and on the highway I'd pushed myself. This obviously wasn't in a Group 1 car.
Okay.
I'd pushed it to the side of the highway, and I did it for myself. So yeah, thanks to Mads, we'll all learn how to do everything we need to do with changing tires and everything going forward.
Oh, beautiful, man. Ladies, thank you so much. It was so awesome having you guys on the show with us. We had so much fun with you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We are going to jump into the second hour. Our second guest is waiting, and we'll be chatting to him in a short while. Let's take a break.
That was so fun.
Like this.
Boxing.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna fight. Who's gonna win?
who's gonna win when they're in a fight? Like, well, can 100 men put down a gorilla?
It's crazy, eh? Like people, they got nothing to do with their lives.
This AI video I saw of now, the gorilla is now done, and he's like speaking about the fights. Oh, it's the funniest thing I've seen. I'm telling you, the gorilla's just there like, yo,
I saw the one before.
You saw the one before. And these AI videos are trippy. They are so funny. Like, imagine the gorilla's like, yeah, guys, they came at me all at once, but I handled them nicely. But I'm going back now.
I saw the one before you went in. It's like, you know what? Wherever I'm gonna catch is I'm gonna the first few 10. I'm not gonna go back the same. Capitec Connect is that like the network for Capitec?
Yeah.
You see
So it's
now
like
the
uncapped
issue
type
there
of
is
what is the issue?
you get that uncapped network,
Yeah.
but you get a whole lot of other problems.
Other issues where the network it's not even working. That might be the case. We don't know.
Well, they
Never
have to
mind
get the people
network.
somehow.
Going to the bank itself.
Listen, they gotta
Itself
get the
is
people
an
somehow.
issue. Nah.
Going to Capitec banks are going to Home Affairs. Man.
No, guys. No. Don't come again.
No, but it's facts.
Always
though.
busy.
But it's facts.
South African artists, they don't even have their music with them at Moshito.
Mm.
They don't know how to sell themselves because most of them, they're like, I've created a song, it played once or twice on the radio, but that doesn't mean that your works are active. You just have to Google Sampra and see what a Sampra form is. Know it for yourself as an artist before wanting a manager to come in and teach you what it is.
Okay.
The manager's job is just to make sure that the work has been done. Your works have been registered with the correct collecting society.
No, even as an artist, you need to familiarize yourself with filling forms, know that stuff. You know what they do? You've met these cases a couple of times, and bazo network abangaphathanga no music. It's because when they were recording already, they're not concerned about the thing. My manager, who doesn't also know what to do, is the one that has to sort out.
Because now DJs, they need to have licenses to play people's music, you know. But now the information has not penetrated.
Hasn't
into
that
the
been
DJ.
like...
They don't understand, why do I have
to pay? Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So now you need to get a Sampra out there to explain why you need to pay, because this is someone else's work that you are using to generate your own income.
Bogart, man, has dressed us up, and I'm in my second outfit. Can you believe it, man? It's never been done on radio before. Come on, man. I keep changing. Come on, man. Hey, man. You don't play with power, Chief. Osrina, welcome to it. Thank you so much for joining us. It's looking good, and thanks to you, because you always make sure that we look good. How are you?
Ay, vukile ngobona ntabalabala ilanguage ya mina oro
akuna maka ngwana mano ngachavi
yeah
ikona
mina ningakumimbale it's casual formally.
Okay.
Anisiti ngaswibalabala njani but singena ka formally singena ka casual.
Okay.
But the way you look amazing.
All right.
Yes.
Se lusa ngasimbala lokho ya kwini ke kahle kahle so or anyway.
Bangaswimbala na loko baya atiphatini.
Okay.
Or amitlangwini.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a nice.
And then antirweni?
Ntirweni bangambala for Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, you can wear it for Friday.
Okay.
Yes.
The same man na China wanibona sisi kuti nyamunhla ni China ngovo ngandwele ku relate.
China swinene.
Yeah.
So your item is for Friday.
Okay.
And weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, your item is for taxi driver.
Seriously?
Yeah. A Zulu customer love this.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I can recommend this for
the Maskandi guys.
Yes, the Maskandi guys, because I have some of the customers, they come and buy on bulk.
Okay.
So they buy and then they wear it with brandwood.
And the gentleman here? He looks like a school principal.
So his clothes, he can wear it when he go to the meeting.
Okay.
And office as well.
Okay.
The office is on, not during the week.
Okay.
Maybe you can wear it Friday. The fabric is enough set.
It's enough set,
Yeah.
no? Naibona na mina kurma it's enough set.
The fabric is giving.
What message do you have for our shoppers today who are in the shop right now? Yeah.
The customer tamina niyaku what can I say? I really appreciate.
Yeah.
Because they are the one who makes us have money. They make us smile every day.
Yeah.
Because at Bogart family, they give us a chance to shine.
Beautiful stuff.
Kwa twakala sisi na I can see ni ku ra ufikini mara nthola ku ri men taxi driver so kuna maka si right kuna maka ngona mane sing.
What can we say? Enough said.
Bare knuckle is exactly like almost the same as boxing. It's just there's no gloves on. So it's a professional sport. we do go for our licensing. You do need to get your pro license to do bare knuckle in South Africa.
Just a quick one, man. Who gave you the name, or did you give yourself Thunder? What happened there?
So we were hitting pads one day, and my friends, we were busy on the pads, and my friends like, "Jing, it sounds like thunder outside here. The way I'm hitting the pads, and it's every time I hit, it sounds like thunder." And he's like, "Bro, that's your fighting name, the Thunder." And yeah, it just stuck with me. This can grow, man. It's a very safe sport. You get stitches on site.
Right after the fight.
Right after the fight, they take you to the medical room. They give you stitches. They see you 100% sure. If you need to go to hospital, they transport you. So it's very safe. Like I said, there is rules and regulations. It's not just the guy that coming from the bar wants to get in there and roll and fight.
That's the last person you want to fight.
You're going to put in half, I'm also going to put in half.
That's what's up.
Because that's the only way for me to know what I'm doing. Because if I can't invest on myself, how come do I expect people to actually invest in what I do? I literally went broke trying to make this thing happen, and I was on the verge of losing my house, the car, everything.
What are the thoughts running through?
Back right here on Bogart Radio, and of course this is a beautiful show. It's a new show. It's a travel show. And
no, it's called Travel and Entertainment, darling.
Yes.
It's like got to cover all aspects of why South Africans
and
have
you
fun.
are a comedian, my friend, I must say. I didn't know that you had that funny bone.
No. The comedian we are in the presence of.
Yes.
Comedian.
So I'm the comedian. She has had a funny bone in her before.
Okay.
But did I say that on radio? Am I loud?
Yeah, you did.
We kind of do.
Sorry about that.
Okay. How are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good. I'm so glad to be here.
You're a legend, brother. I must say that.
Thank you.
Absolute
Thank you.
legend.
That just that used to be a compliment. Now it just means you're old. So you've been around for far too long. Haven't you retired yet? But I'm here.
That's not what I meant,
And
though.
you know what I think is one of the most amazing things for me is that you are still in South Africa. That is just, for me, the blow-away thing that one of our best comedians never left. So thank you for that.
Oh, you were talking about me.
We get to see you live.
It's purely because of the visa issues. No, I'm kidding. No, I love South Africa. I'm never leaving.
And I think that's the most amazing thing is that Chris has come out from the... How long have you been doing comedy?
I'm nearing my birthday, my comedy birthday, which will be 26 years on the 8th of August.
Wow.
Yes.
26 years.
I started in radio 26 years ago.
Yeah, 1999 was my first gig.
Wow. Where was that? Where did it take place?
It was at a place called the Funny Farm at the Randburg, what was then called the Randburg Waterfront.
Oh, yes, I remember the waterfront.
You must have been 12.
But you can tell a person's age by what they call that shopping centre.
Yes.
Because I still call it the waterfront.
I still do too.
And then there's other people who call it the Brightwater Commons, and then the younger people call it by its current name.
Oh,
What's
yes,
its current name?
Ferndale on Republic.
No.
I didn't know the new name.
Oh my word, neither did I. Jeez.
Yeah, because you guys are of that age. She's a waterfront, you're Brightwater Commons.
Do they still have comedy clubs? Because I remember at Monte Casino they had a comedy club that was started by one of the comedians.
It was Parker's Comedy.
That's right, Joe Parker.
Comedy and Jive, he called it. But no, COVID killed all the comedy clubs. COVID killed a lot of. It was tragic. It had killed a lot of people and live entertainment.
Killed the radio show.
Yes.
Sure.
Damn, that's so sad.
I'll have a moment of silence.
But that's
okay. It's gone.
Okay,
it's
we're
gone,
done. Okay.
But now you do things like comedy. You do the Braai Festival. You do you keep comedy alive because I see you had a sold out show now at Reds at the
at the Red Fest. Yes, no, it's been. What's cool is when we do put on shows that they tend to sell out. So we had Red Fest was great. We did two there. We did the normal comedy one. We did the Don't Burn Your Sausage one. Which
don't burn your sausage.
Yeah, don't burn your sausage. It's quite iconic because he does about every year, don't you?
I do. Whenever I do it in partnership with a guy called Pete Garfwood, most famous for being the judge on MasterChef and Ultimate Braai Master. And then he lives in Cape Town. I'm up here, so we kind of whenever we get together, we sometimes do it.
Yeah,
and that's where they wear aprons without clothes on.
What?
Only if we sell out, which seems to happen more often. I'll give you the backstory. So we were in Grahamstown in the middle of winter.
Okay.
Now that's important for the context of what happened next. And it was our first run of the show, and Grahamstown thought we were cooking for all these people.
Yeah.
Because it is a cooking comedy show.
Yeah.
And then we said, no, we're not cooking. We just need a stage. We don't need a place with a kitchen.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, well, we don't know where to put you. So they put us in this massive sort of 300-seater I think it's called the Monument Building.
Okay.
And then because they'd given us the slots late, we either had 10 o'clock in the morning or 5 in the afternoon. And one of the comedians, we all stayed in the same house together. One of the comedians, a guy called Deep Fried Man, and us took a bet.
I remember that guy, yeah.
Yes. So we had a bet that whoever sold out first, there might have been a couple of bottles of wine in the mix.
Okay.
Whoever sold out first had to do the show in the buff. So he would have his guitar covering the dangly bits.
What?
And then we would use aprons. And then we were like, we're at 10 in the morning in a 300-seater. We're never going to sell out first. And then we sold out first. So, yeah.
Never take a bet with a best friend.
Well, and then as it became tradition, whenever we had a sold-out show, we did it wearing nothing but aprons.
Damn.
Except for one, which was an outdoor show in the middle of winter next to the Bromfontein Spraits, and we just both flat out refused. We're like, and everyone's like, because it's going to be tiny. And I was like, no, it is just because it will be cold. It is far too cold.
Damn. Okay, so you don't turn your back against the crowd, obviously.
I do sometimes. Pete doesn't.
I was telling you this morning, we stay on like a farm
my
plot.
Goodness.
And I walk out and my husband's standing there talking to this man who's wearing shorts and a t-shirt, no shoes, no whatever. And I just said, excuse me, I don't know who you are, but are we in the Twilight Zone? And he looked at me and he said, no. So I said, because as far as I know, it's like zero. It's minus. Even I'm wearing a jersey.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, but I'm from Longabon. I said, well, that explains it. I was like, there you go.
He missed the weather report.
But he was wearing 2 pairs of shorts, so that explains it.
Because it's that cold.
So it was okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I just want to go back. Let's talk about some of the projects that you've done in the past, TV,
Sure.
Let's talk about you've been involved with like David Kau and all those guys.
Is one of my oldest and dearest friends.
Yeah.
Absolutely love the man.
Didn't you do the blacks only and you're the only white guy?
For the first few blacks only. Yeah. In fact, I know we're talking about a different show, but the reunion, the birthday is coming up.
Yes.
So that's going to be, I think it's second week in October.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all the guys from the original show, he's getting them back, plus a few extras.
Yeah. So, the life of comedy, comedy has evolved over the last years. You've been part of it for so many years. What do you think of the state of comedy right now?
I think it's, obviously, notwithstanding the dip we took with COVID, which was a massive, massive dip, because what happened was a lot of guys who were on the cusp, who had just turned pro, now had to go back to where they came from and get day jobs and whatever. So we lost a lot of really good comedians who are slowly but surely coming back. But comedy in South Africa is amazing. Like I think we always underestimate ourselves as a country.
Yeah.
But the top earning comedian in the world is a South African.
That's crazy to think.
And then that's the one that we all know about.
Yeah.
But like Lloyd Gola's touring London. He's been on like Live at the Apollo. He's been on QI, name the TV show. He's done it. Skulk Bezuidenhout winning awards at the Edinburgh Festival. Tatsun Konzo doing international things when he's not returning to his roots.
But we found when we watch like America's Got Talent and they bring on a comedian and we sit there and think, and this is funny, why? And you can't, maybe because it's country oriented, it's all to do with their country and their politics and their way of life. Because I think that's what comedy draws on. It draws on the way of life and what's happening currently. Because you have to obviously keep fairly current.
Yes. No, well, I think
you read the newspaper.
I don't do news stuff anymore. I talk about my own things and my family and that.
And how gorgeous you look in your Bogart.
Yes, in my Bogart jacket.
You have to wear one of those on stage, I think.
Shout out to Bogart for dressing you today.
Looks so smart.
I said to the man, he's got to dress me every day.
Oh yeah.
Apparently he's got something else to do.
And then they say booyah.
I want to talk about some of the challenges comedians go through, because I think of Robin Williams. You know, comedians are funny, but deep down it's actually, and also if you listen to how many comedians make jokes about their family, so you can hear that they've taken a painful story and made fun of it.
Yeah, so that is where the best comedy comes from.
Yeah.
And a lot of comics do have, we'll call it mental illness issues.
Okay.
We actually had quite a tragedy this year where we lost a very good friend, colleague, etc. because of that. So it is a thing. I mean, it's how a lot of guys deal with their pain. And then that transient mass love is a way of dealing with it. It's therapy.
And I must say, I don't know how many comedy shows you've been to. We've been to a few. We do not challenge the comedian. And there is always one guy in the audience who thinks that he's funnier than the guy on stage.
Oh.
And he always ends up being ripped apart to the great delight of everybody in the audience.
We love that guy. We love that guy.
Yeah. Have you always been funny though?
I like to think so.
Okay.
There's a few people in Albert. No, I'm kidding. No, so when I was young, growing up, I was very shy and very quiet.
Okay.
But I was that kid who'd come with the odd chirp here and there and make everyone laugh.
Oh.
And that's what I've always loved, making people laugh.
Yeah.
So, but I never. If you'd told me. Remember, I said the 8th of August 1999. If you had told me a week prior to that I'd end up as a professional comedian, I would have told you you're an idiot.
Really? Yeah. Sure. And then what does it mean to be pro?
Well, when you
make money from what you do.
No, I think that I would say when you're getting paid for it.
Okay.
Versus, and also, I mean, it took me a full year before I could not have a job anymore.
Really?
Over a year. Yeah, 18 months. And then I had to get a job again because I didn't realize that at some point there are months where you don't earn money from comedy.
So you went in full force in 1999?
So 1999 I did my first show.
Okay.
And then I'll even tell you the story because I tell that story a lot, but I'll tell you the story of when I went professional.
Okay.
So I was working at a company called Investment Solutions at the time.
Okay.
In the call center before. Obviously.
I was going to say that must be fun.
Well, the thing was that they'd spoken about doing this thing to become a financial planning consultant, FPC, and they were going to recruit from within and everything. And I just got, because it's all fell under the Alexander Forbes banner.
Yeah.
And I just got the job at Investment Solutions, and they said we're nervous about, it's like a lateral promotion.
Yeah.
But we have to train you and educate you and everything. We don't want to do this because we've heard you do this stand-up comedy thing. I was like, it's only Barry Hilton who makes a living out of comedy. The rest of us, I'll never leave. And then it was probably a month into working there, and I'd also written a test to become a FPC, which was looking like a far more financially lucrative option. And my then manager, Joe Parker, phoned me, and he was like, Chris, I got a gig for you, but you're going to have to quit your day job. I was like, done. I'm out. And then I was such a coward about it. So the gig was a week in Port Elizabeth.
Yeah.
It was a massive educational thing. It was 3 shows a day at what was a brand new casino there, and then 2 weeks in Cape Town doing a festival.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even have the balls to resign after I told them I was never going to go. I was just I just didn't show up.
You didn't send a resignation letter, nothing?
I didn't even. They phoned me 3 days later. They're like, Chris, are you ever coming back? I was like, no. And then they're like, we've got your you pay towards your pension. They're like, we've got your pension contribution check. Do you want to come get it? I was like, and it was
posted.
Well, it was enough money that I'd do the walk of shame, and I was like, I just hope I don't bump into anyone. And there was my supervisor going, nice one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
And then I was full time, and then it was rock and roll. And then, as I say, that was sort of in, I want to say, about September.
Yeah.
And then December was great, and then in January I phoned Joe. I was like, "Hey Joe, what are my gigs for this month?" He's like, "Chris, it's January. Not a lot of gigs. You got like one." And I was like, "Oh crap,
gotta go find a job."
Had to go find a job. Yeah.
And then now are you balanced, or are you just doing comedy full time?
Well, comedy is what pays the bills.
Okay.
Most of my time is spent doing other random projects. Like Janine was talking about a Braai Festival.
The Braai Festival is so much fun.
It's so much fun. It's a passion project.
Yeah.
And how does that?
Because he was on Ultimate Browmaster as a celebrity, wasn't you?
As a judge.
As a judge.
I like to judge people.
He was a judge. And then he started the Braai Festival.
Very judgmental.
No, so I'll give you, how much time have we got? I'll give you the full backstory.
Okay, cool.
So at some point, I got entered into a reality TV show called Celebrity MasterChef.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know how to cook, so it was crazy.
Okay.
But my then manager was like, just go on, just have some fun. And then I ended up winning.
What?
I know. I still don't know how it happened. There was a lot of luck involved.
Okay.
And a lot of coincidences.
Did you make good food though?
Toward the end.
Oh.
In the beginning,
when he learned how to cook, yes. If you watch the series.
Okay.
Yeah, in the beginning it was dismal. It was, but I sort of stayed up every night practicing and working with one of the other guys, a guy called Terence Bridgetts, and messing around and memorizing recipes. And then so after I won, then me and Pete, the aforementioned Pete, got on really well on the show, but you're not allowed to talk off camera.
Okay.
So at the wrap party, we said, we'll get together again and whatever. We ended up doing the Don't Burn Your Sausage show, and I was doing more and more stuff in the foodie world. And then me and Pete were doing the show, and we ended up doing a thing for a coffee company that hasn't paid for advertising, so I'm not going to name them.
Yeah.
And we were doing an activation where we cooked using coffee as an ingredient.
What?
I know, and not just desserts either. So we did cool stuff like coffee braised.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'll have to make stuff for you.
Okay.
But while we were traveling, I loved to braai.
Oh.
And we kind of went around. We did every festival in the country that year. It was 2019.
Yeah.
And then during lockdown, I kind of said, you know what? We don't have a cool Braai Festival. Like, we've got all these other food things, but we don't have a cool Braai Festival.
Yeah.
So I did a thing that really irritates my wife.
Okay.
I said, let's make a Braai Festival.
Oh. And did she jump on board with excitement?
She did. She's wonderful like that.
Okay.
And so we created...
And anything that's Braai
is
at the festival.
Braai is at the festival.
Drinks, food, anything you can think of is at this festival.
Even this year's one, rugby as well.
Is it rugby as well? Is it the same time as rugby? But this one's being held in...
Pretoria.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's their turn.
When is it?
It's the 4th and 5th of October. It's called the Ultimate Braai Festival.
And we should broadcast from there.
That would be.
Because we meet the most amazing people, the guys who make the stuff, as well as, I mean, we even have braai lappies, which are wet wipes for braais.
Yes.
Because there's a stand.
Oh, those things are witchcraft.
They are, aren't they?
They're so good. Like, there's...
And it's made from sustainable, planet-saving stuff.
Material.
Yeah.
They've got like the I actually can't remember what this stuff's called.
I can't either, but I just know that the jar stands on my desk.
I was doing cooking demos the day before, but our sponsor had given us these chef's jackets, but they only gave me one.
Okay.
And when me and Pete cook, we cook with wine, and like sometimes we even put it in the food, whatever. But a lot of recipes say when you cook with wine, you got to like use the wine reduced by half. So we always reduce the wine by at least half. And I got this red wine all over my chef's jacket.
Okay.
And then I was trying to get it out because I had demos the whole day, and I was in water and doing the thing with hand soap from there. And this guy said, "Let me show you something." And he squirted the stuff on. He said, "Wait 30 seconds," and he scratched it off with his finger. I know, that's what I'm saying. It's witchcraft. I don't know how he does it.
It's such a cool feast. It really is, from the beginning to the end, because they have guys who sell the most amazingly designed braais, like the aluminium style that's done in a fish style, and that's what you cook fish in. And they have all kinds of different stuff.
Besides that, I'll tell you some of my favorites.
Yeah.
If I'm allowed to mention brands.
Please do.
So Outback. There's a brand called Outback.
Okay.
They've got various different ones, but my favorite, they've got two of them, is the Ranger and the other one where it's a hybrid braai. So it's a gas braai that you can put charcoal briquettes on.
Oh.
So you light your gas, that lights the briquettes, you turn your gas off, you've got all the flavor of briquettes, and then it's as quick as using gas.
And it's safer. because you don't have an issue with fire.
And the taste, obviously. Amazing.
Well, that's where the taste comes from, the briquettes.
The briquettes.
Oh. But then there's another one that I really, really like. It's called the Kamado Yan.
Okay.
Very similar to, it's a ceramic braai, very similar to a far more expensive one.
Mm-hmm.
But you can if you, there's a whole smoking revolution here, as in meat, not as in, and then so if you want to smoke a brisket or something,
mm-hmm.
you can keep it at that exact precise temperature for like, they say up to 16 hours.
Is that called the egg?
That's the other one. That's the expensive one. The Kamado Yan's exactly the same as that one.
See?
The big difference is it's 20,000 Rand cheaper.
Sheesh.
But you can put your bucket of charcoal in with your wood chips or whatever, and then you smoke your brisket, because I'm that guy. I'll smoke it overnight.
Oh.
And then the next day, and even if you're doing like a tomahawk or something. So I'm sorry, I get excited about this stuff. I see people glazing over here. So you smoke your tomahawk. It probably takes about 3 to 4 hours depending on the size.
Okay.
And then you open up the vents on that thing, and the temperature goes up to like 200 degrees within a couple of minutes. Then you can reverse sear that and get a nice crust on the outside. And it's beautiful.
Oh man,
and you just experience all of those things when you walk. They've got a 6T truck. What is the
six-gun grill?
6-gun grill have this truck that folds down into a stage. So they park it and they have fun with bands and stand-up comedy and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so we pair the comedians with the braai chefs.
Yeah.
So we've had really cool people on there, like Nick and Jason Goliath. We had Tumi Morake, Mojak Lohoko, Rishli Bonwa, David Cow's there this year. I think Hannes Brimmer, obviously me, and we got top braai chefs. So guys in the braai industry will know Chef Faiki, Tommy Dixon, Boris Borman, Cabello from the Weber Academy, Benny Masekwameng, Pete Coffwood of Ultimate Braai Master fame.
Yeah.
All the top guys are there doing the thing.
Wow, man, that's so amazing. We can't wait to be there. Please, Ronnie, the big boss, is listening. It would be great to broadcast.
So download the app as well, because we'll load it onto the app, as well as the comedy show, because we've got tickets for Chris's comedy show.
Okay, cool.
Comedy show.
Let's talk about the comedy show. We've got about 2 minutes left for.
And you think you're getting rid of me? I'm staying.
Okay. You're not going to get it. We're going to have to move you, Janine, so we can bring the next guest in.
That's all good. Chris makes a good host.
So the comedy show it's happening the 25th of July.
This month, July?
Yeah, I looked at you. I should know the date better.
Why are you waiting for a confirmation?
It's a really cool one. It's at the Randburg Bowls Club, so it's obviously a slightly older audience. So we've gone with in inverted commas legends.
Okay.
So I'm including myself in that.
Yes.
There's not a lot left. So it's Mark Banks. I don't know if you know Mark Banks.
I do know Mark Banks. He's like one of the first. Him and Barry, isn't he?
Even before Barry.
You must have seen that skit they did with Donald Trump and Cyril Ramaphosa on that video that went viral.
Okay. I think, yes. I was Trump and Banks
was the Trump with the bad hair.
What's his name? He was the rich dude.
And Banks was... what was he?
The guy from the tobacco. What's his name? Anton Rupert.
Rupert.
Yes. He was so funny. But he's always so funny. He's one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
And then another legend, especially for the Bowls Club people, his name's Tony D. King.
Okay.
He's actually most famous for his Elvis impersonation, which he won't be doing.
Okay. That's sad.
He used to win the Elvis Impersonator of the Year. He went to Vegas and did it even.
Really?
He's such a... so he'll be there doing his thing. He does a few songs.
I have an Elvis bag.
Comedy. You have an Elvis bag?
I do.
Yes.
In honor of my mom, she loved Elvis.
Is that where you keep your blue suede shoes?
I do.
Fantastic.
I absolutely do.
Okay, so so that's what's happening on the 25th of July.
For all of these events,
yeah,
because I use the same ticketing company, you can go to quicket.co.za.
Okay. Are we giving any tickets away?
Yes, we are. A couple of tickets, and we're giving it away as part of our road, the roadshow stories.
Okay, cool.
So
all right.
Are we going to see you guys there?
You want to see us there?
Well,
I want to see you there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
in our Bogart jacket.
Come on.
Ronnie has to approve the Bogart.
Can I ask quickly before I go? I want to ask a very serious.
No, you're gonna stay. She's gonna move.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry,
Janine.
But a very serious question in terms of this Bogart jacket. How hectic is the security here?
I can't say anything about that. I'm not part of this for the management to know. beautiful jacket, I must say.
Yeah,
and it looks so good on you.
And it's so comfortable.
Nice.
It is.
I could live in this.
You could walk out without anybody noticing.
Chris, it's been such a pleasure.
Thank you so much
Just
for
loved
having
you on.
It's
as
always
always
fun with you.
Thank you.
Janine, so let's talk about the new guest who's going to come and replace you
Lavonne
there.
Wittmann.
Lavonne.
Lavonne has 2 travel companies.
Okay.
Sister Act. I
Okay.
might have that one wrong. But the other one is a gay travel club. Gay travel. You remember we were talking about Queer Eye earlier? There's that show. I don't know if you watch it on Netflix called Queer Eye.
Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
Yes. Oh, I love that show.
I love it. I have a bunch of gay friends who help me because I've got terrible sense of style.
Oh, really?
Normally, yes. So
you and me both. They were asking me today if I had a car that took all my shoes. I said yes, because I have 1 pair of flip-flops and 1 pair of tackies, and I just decide which one I'm going to wear. But now somebody's bought me a pair of slip-flops with diamantes on them for when I do fancy
for when you do
stuff.
fancy stuff. Flip-flops and high heels. I think.
All right, lady and gent, let's take a quick break and then let's bring in our guest.
Cool.
And so she can come and have a moment as well.
Have a moment, absolutely.
Yeah, and sit next to our legend right here. So let's take a quick break. Can we do that? And then we can then bring our next guest in. Is that fine? Okay, let's do this.
But what are you wearing? And that is the thing about it.
We need to find this guy's bank account, man. We need to support him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll need
you know what I mean?
as a nation, we
Yeah.
feel bad, and we should feel bad.
Yeah,
You know,
we
that's
need to give him something, you know.
We trusted the legitimacy of the information given to us. So we were like,
Exactly.
okay, here's the criminal. He did it.
He's the criminal.
Yay,
He looks like
we
the
must
criminal.
get him. You
So
know.
what does a criminal look like?
I guess scruffy.
That's the question.
You don't
That was
look
going through my
well-kept.
mind.
You know what? Just for it to be in
You know?
context, right? He did say that he was battling a drug addiction. You know, so guys, we all know what drugs can do to you physically. You know,
Yeah.
you don't really take care of yourself. You
Yeah.
are looking a bit scruffy, and unfortunately, then you fall under the stereotype of looking like whether it's a thief or someone who could commit
Like a
a
para.
crime, looking like a para. So
Back to the question again. What is a para look like?
para.
First of all, where did they get this picture? The people were posting this picture, this particular
People
one.
are FBI's are chair. People are able to like find anything.
But
these
also, I
days.
think more than anything, they had to go find the most incriminating picture of him to make him look as bad as possible.
Or as bad as possible.
Yeah, you just have the audio on, and this gentleman speaks. You won't say it's him. It sounds like a guy from Stellenbosch.
To have our guests. And Chris, thank you so much for joining me as a co-host today.
I'm so glad, and I'm apologizing to Janine for stealing her job. It's you know,
we had to get rid of her. We were like, you know what? I think Chris is better for this 30 minutes.
She doesn't know we planned this ages ago.
It was all in a plan. There were some WhatsApp messages.
There was a lot of WhatsApp messages. There was lawyers consulted. We didn't just do it. You know, we made sure.
There was some magistrates involved, and of course, luckily, Mkwanazi doesn't know these messages.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the only ones he couldn't get a hold of.
That's you know.
Crazy stuff. All right, so we've got our next guest. How are you, ma'am? Are you good?
I'm feeling great, thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for joining us. And please, let's introduce you to our Bogart Man viewers. We are live on all various social media platforms. Please tell us your name and where you're from and what is it that you do.
My name is Lavonne Wittmann. I'm Pretoria born. I'm a real Jacaranda city girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I see you're so colourful. I love
Well,
the
I have
colours.
to because I normally wear black, and I'm promoting my company called Travel in Full Colour. So I thought it's not going to be great if I come in black.
Yes.
We have Chris sitting here with a black, so I thought let him
got
come
this
up. Yeah,
beautiful grey on black.
Yeah, he's making he's making excuses. I've come with a bold colour, okay, for my product, and I've been in travel for 42 years. I've done a lot, Wow. Had my own agency. I serve on a lot of travel and tourism boards.
Okay.
And so this year, as I'm getting older, I'm now introducing another 2 sort of businesses to my portfolio.
So coming from Pretoria, where is your favourite place to travel? Is it Centurion?
Wow.
You know,
Sorry,
we get these little chips, okay, from people in Joburg. We are well travelled. We're not scared to travel, Chris, because you find that Johannesburg people too scared to come to Pretoria. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
We're not too scared to come there. We're just too scared to speak to anyone. What without subtly? Yes. Anyway, we're not going to go there.
But we do go beyond Centurion.
No, but genuinely, where's your favorite travel destination?
Turkey.
Turkey?
Turkey. Without a doubt, yeah. I'd never wanted to go there, and I was very privileged to be the world president of Skull International.
Skull International?
Yeah, Skull International. It's the largest travel and tourism organization in the world. It represents 47 different membership categories of the industry. Mm. And I was world president, so I did a lot of traveling in my presidential year. Never wanted to go.
Okay.
Never was attracted. You have the sort of tourist image of certain places and you think you want to go there. Never did I want to go, but what an absolute experience.
Wow.
The food, the hospitality, it is just absolutely, it blew my mind. I was there for 10 days and experienced quite a lot of travel within Turkey. So very pleased I went there. But of course I love South America. Argentina is my absolute place to go.
I'd like to go there.
Yeah, just because of that, I've now, I've studied Spanish, so I can speak Spanish just in case, because in South America, they don't all speak English.
Yes.
It's a problem.
Yeah. So like if you're looking to pick up a what Latin American man at the bar, what do you say?
Hola.
Hola.
Hola. Very attractive men.
I think that the way she said that, can I just say that transcends any language barrier.
I saw how even body language.
Did you see? I kind of moved a little bit closer.
He's moving closer.
It worked.
So just as Dan Corder says, settle down, brother. On that
settle
side.
Down. Wow. Okay. All right. So let's talk about your clients. Who's your client?
Okay. So for me, being in travel, doing a lot of jack of all trades, you do realize eventually that you have to specialize in a target market. It's most important. And so after a lot of research, there are two products. The one is Travel in Full Color, which is aimed at the LGBTQ market from all over the world. But it doesn't restrict us in this business for just doing their community. Okay. Travel in full color just tells you what it is. It's not black and white. You're seeing something in vivid, wonderful, wonderful pictures. You're looking, when you see bright colors, your whole persona becomes uplifted, excited, passionate. It also is a symbol to just say that we're not just doing the normal. We're going beyond the normal. So yes, when you go to Cape Town, you want to go and see Table Mountain, nothing's stopping you. But we get you into an immersive, experiential sort of vibe, and doing things that you don't know what South Africa offers.
So for example, okay, like I'm desperately trying not to make the joke about is it a cruise? Would you, like for Cape Town, have the MCQP there as an example, or like what would the features be?
The features of what? Cape Town or my
so
trip?
if you if I'm traveling in full color. Like you said, we go to Cape Town, there's a whole bunch of extra stuff. So Cape Town, the Mother City queer party is a highlight. No, I'm being serious. On the gay calendar
how you're
every
choosing your words very carefully.
Well.
Okay, so what we do, it's a totally different... You know that everybody in the world is time poor. You're too scared to take days off. You're too scared to not have income. So we know for sure that the people wanting to come need to do something they enjoy. They need to do something different. This might be a one-time experience for them. They're spending a lot of money. Travel is a lot of money. You're buying a tangible dream. You can't touch it. It's an experience. And also, they don't want to take too much time off. So what do? If you go onto our website, travelinfullcolor.com, you will see there are questions I ask. So to answer your question, I do not have scheduled set tours. They have a free call to talk to me. They can answer 15 questions. This is a completely tailor-made, bespoke itinerary for people.
Okay.
So I'm not going to put schedules, day one, move at 10 o'clock, then we're off here at 11. Definitely not. We're looking at a traveller who looks at that. So we are offering incredible, huge a forage and feast, storytelling, different sort of relationship sort of ways of doing it. Other people might just want to come and sit on a beach. Maybe you want to just do a gourmet or wine tour. We're not going to focus on the normal Cape Town Kruger Park, which is happening at the moment.
Yes.
We're looking at complete and utter, totally different. So you tell me, what is your budget? How long are you going to be there? It's a small group. It's not going to be big buses. So, let's do what Chris does now. We hate doing what he wants to do, but he's part of the bus. Not at all. Hopefully having a group of people together, giving me what you need, and I create an itinerary for you.
Wow.
Perfectly just like that. For me, it's imperative actually to have that. I've travelled a lot. You see what you like and what you don't like. Yes, you do want to see the landmarks. Yes, you want to see as much as possible. But this is not the idea of this, travel in full colour. It's going beyond. We want to do storytelling, involve the community, and do things. And it might not be what we think they want to be, and that's exactly why our logo is your choice, our guidance. So come and tell me what you want to do, because, you get this travel image, if I go there and then talk to people, okay, you've got to do X, Y, and Z. Yes, you do. But let me just have a personal contact with you. Let me see what you want to do. You might want to have 2 days off, only tour on the third day, whatever it is. It's a full concierge tour. So we have somebody with you all the time. Not a hassle. I mean, they're not going to sit and eat with you, but they're there the whole time. We've addressed a lot of things that other tours haven't done. Security. Which they can choose what they want to do. Full on security, having somebody there discreetly. People don't want to travel on our roads.
Sorry, I'm terrible. When it is traveling in full colour, I don't want to stereotype, but do they normally request for security a man in uniform? Or no? Can you choose that?
You can choose.
It
it's
is
one
bespoke.
of the choices. It's bespoke, and you can choose.
So you can ask for a man.
You can ask for a man, very much like the village people. Are
that's
you
kind of where I'm
referring
going.
to that?
Yes,
okay.
I wanted to. Can you ask for a man without a shirt?
Without a shirt, of
but
course,
a nice
in
hat.
Summer, in summer.
Okay.
And
even in winter.
Yeah. And a moustache, maybe also a moustache.
Okay.
That is purely, obviously, we haven't had that before, but I mean, that is part of it. And also, people not wanting to travel on scheduled flights or on the road, we have access to 3 private aircraft as well.
What has been
to take them?
What's been your strangest, or not strangest, but most surprising request?
Just not sometimes to be spoken to, or
okay,
they want to be on their own, and it's not the strangest of things, but of course, when you're on tour, that's not what you're really hoping for, because you've got to mix, you've got to talk.
Yeah.
It's
interesting. So it's around the world. So anybody comes to you, to your agency, says, "I want a holiday. This is where I'm thinking destination," or do they come to you saying, "I want a holiday. What do you suggest?"
So it's just incoming.
Okay.
So my focus is very clear.
Okay.
It's just incoming to South Africa, not any other African country at the moment.
Oh.
Because what I found, being specific and being focused, is that's where your speciality comes. And you see it in all industries. Doctors, you go to a specialist. They only, even if it's an orthopedic surgeon, they might only specialize in a shoulder or a knee. It's very clear. We are focused on the age group of 45 onwards, small groups, fully concierge. It's fully bespoke. And of course, then to answer your question, of course, if they're going to say to me they don't know anything about South Africa, I'm going to have a conversation with them to see what type of person they are. Because a lot of people always think coming into Africa, let's do the big 5, let's do a safari.
Sure.
And it's actually quite strange. A lot of Americans and people do not want to come to Africa to do a safari.
What?
I mean, it sounds crazy for you, but there's so much more to do here.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks, and they think, no, I don't want to do it. storytelling, which is our best way of doing it. Experiential, going into the communities and seeing something completely different. This is what the new traveller wants.
True.
They don't want to smile and wave.
But so on that note, because I mean life's all about experiences, right?
Sure.
So would people, like, there's the 5-star hotel experience, or there's the like live in a kind of rural village experience. What would people? Because I mean, there's a thing that I've experienced with American people who I've taken around who want to go and see poor people. I don't understand it. They're like,
really?
Take us to a squatter camp. Well, they don't even call it a squatter camp. They call it like a shanty town or something. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But for me, there's a very slight line between cultural tourism and staged authenticity. And so, there's a lot of communities out here, and they say, take me to a Zulu village. And you know what it's like? You've got the man who's dressed up in a Zulu outfit and sitting there. That's completely staged authenticity.
And right now he's cold.
And he's cold, and exactly. So there's a fine line between that. And you do find a lot of people, you know, when I travelled all over the world, they said, "Oh, are you South African?" And I'd go, "Yes." "Oh, love your country." Wow. "Where have you been?" "Cape Town." You know, and that we've got so much to offer. So my focus is that for the meantime. Going to work, as I said, that name, Travel in Full Colour, can mean a lot to many people of any sort of community. And that's what we're aiming at. I'm very excited about it. It's very focused. Not only is it a lucrative market, but it is a focused market.
It's niche.
And when you've got that, you find the suppliers that you're dealing with, the people everywhere. Because you're focused on that, they all become more qualified, and the client then feels comfortable and confident, and they know what you're doing. And we want somebody to be like that. I think more, you know, when you're traveling a lot, you want a little bit extra.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we're going to offer.
So where's your favorite destination in South Africa?
So I actually love the Free State now. That's
Free
my
State?
Yes, that's my latest.
What do you do there?
Which part of the Free State?
From Clarence to Roosendaal, Vicksburg, close to Lesotho. That is definitely my happy place.
Really?
I have, you know what I was incredibly surprised about is so few South Africans have travelled in South Africa.
That's true.
I did a tour once in Pretoria at Church Square. That people who'd been living in Pretoria for years had never been to the Gardens of the Union buildings or to Church Square.
That's crazy.
And we have the same in South Africa.
No, it's true.
So when you're doing that, the Karoo, gorgeous, going into Victoria West, going into New Bethesda, and going to look, these towns have come up as the most incredible places to visit, and you only do that on a drive. You know, it's not flying into Cape Town and hiring a car. You've got that incredible drive. So yes, I have different places for different
but even to your point of the Church Square, like the walking tours, like the Gandhi walking tour in Lenasia.
Exactly.
Have you done it yet?
Exactly. No.
Yeah.
And you live in Johannesburg.
No, I haven't done that one.
You have to do it. Don't do the walking tour of Hillbrow and Brixton.
I've done that.
Because that becomes a running tour
on my own.
Pretty quickly. It becomes a running tour, and there's a lot of people who aren't part of your tour group who chase you.
Who join in. That's one way of meeting people. But he's absolutely right. In Church Square, there's 7 different architectural styles that nobody knows.
Really?
The Court of Justice there is brilliant. We had the Capitol Theatre, which housed many people. I mean, in 1970s, when I was still young, when Albert Hammond was still coming in, he went there. So it was gorgeous. We've got a lot to offer. And I mean, Herbert Baker and the Union Buildings, it's his best architectural piece outside South Africa. So it is, it's... Look, I love Pretoria. I enjoy it very much. But this tour, I can aid them with all. Just give me an idea, give me a few adjectives, tell me what you want to do, tell me your period of travel and your budget, and that's what we're going to do. And then I can tell you that is the new traveller, which we're appealing to.
That's amazing. So, now, interestingly, is that the last couple of days, there's been a lot of issues. We saw the police commissioner, he released damning reports. are tourists afraid of crime in South Africa? Especially after seeing the president going to America, the whole shebang. Did it affect the travel industry?
Of course, and you can see in latest newspaper today, tourism figures are in a slump at the moment. And they are. But look, it's not only the security in South Africa. Okay. You must understand, I mean, let's be honest, the natural disasters that are happening in this world does not happen so often. Air crashes, protests, strikes. So that all is. But I went to a very interesting talk last night, and this is the narrative of the press. People think South Africa, oh my God, you're going to be hired. What about all the other people that don't do anything to you, that welcome you with open arms?
Yeah.
Every place in the world has got a bad area in it, a bad element. New York, London, anywhere you go.
They can stab you in London.
They can. Well, they do. They do stab you, and that's where somebody stole my money walking close to Melrose Arch. You know.
There's a great story. Sorry, that I have to tell. There's a very famous comedian.
Okay.
I won't say his name, but let's just say it starts with an M and ends with Eichel McIntyre.
Okay.
And he didn't want to come to South Africa for security reasons. He came out. When he came out here, he stayed in his hotel. He had an escort to and from the shows.
Yeah.
And then when they asked him to come out again, he said, no, he's never been so afraid in all his life. He never wants to come back here. And then 2 weeks later, after that, he got mugged in London.
How crazy is that? Yes.
Yeah. And you've got to understand, where are the stories where you have been welcomed, have had the most incredible experience with the people of South Africa? You don't hear those stories.
Yes.
So you are going to hear this. But to answer your question, they are scared. And so that is one of the, I mean, I'm not also going to put on the full website. I'm offer all these security things. I mean, can you imagine? But we do. We have addressed that. In different formats. You might just want somebody to come with you. There might be, anything like that. So we have addressed that.
I would want my security guard to hold my hand at all times, and I don't want to discriminate, so I want diverse.
Okay,
so
brilliant.
I'd like a lady.
Okay, so it doesn't matter where you go, you just want that. So you've put out your order for the security person. Okay, that's an idea. Of course, we can address that as well.
Thank you.
We'd love to address
that. That's why Lavonne's so successful, because she's willing to help.
She listens very well.
Always willing to help. Always willing to
Goes
help.
an extra mile.
And it should preferably be a lady trained in martial arts, because my wife might not be 100% on board.
So who would your wife attack? I mean, who would no, I'm just saying, with the security card, then attack your wife.
She's got to protect me as well as herself.
Against your wife.
And she's ginger, so and Scottish.
So you see, that question you asked me, what were the most craziest requests? Here we go. This is definitely the most craziest request.
Wow, Chris. you made the top of the list.
So that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, you did it. Okay, so we got about 3 minutes left. To anybody that wants to use your services, please sell your services to them.
I know there are a lot of people out there. Many people are exactly wanting what we can offer. We are offering a superb, incredible, bespoke, interesting, more than normal, unconventional sort of tours to South Africa, and we'd love to be able to hear from you. On our website, travelinfullcolor.com, there is a chat button, there is a request button. If you want to talk to me on a free call for 15 minutes, you press whatever date it suits you, it'll come through to me, and you'll get a link on your computer so we can have a Zoom call just to have a chat. So that's all on the website. They can look at the website, they can see what we offer. You're not going to get a scheduled tour on there. You're not going to get, it's the most beautiful, brightest website you have ever seen. It doesn't compare to anything else on the market at the moment. So we're welcoming you. I'm waiting for your call, and I can promise you will have the best service and best experience.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow, man. Thank you very much. That was awesome.
So what was the name of the website if you want to be serviced by Lavonne? It was Travel in Full Color?
Not serviced by me, but there is a phone call button that you can sort of talk to me, fully clothed, of course, when we see it.
You or me?
Just in case.
Just both of us, actually, if you don't mind, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, there's been a weird theme running through. Didn't you have another company that you were going to talk about?
I was going to talk about Second Act Sisters for women between 50 and 65 who have lost their, they don't know who they are. They've empty nest syndrome, had divorce, gone on retirement, and they've lived so through somebody else's life that they actually don't know where they belong. And it's called Reclaiming You. So it's a Second Act Sisters, purely second act part of your life. Reclaiming You, we have wonderful retreat weekends where we discuss, we can uplift each other, empower and motivate each other to carry on into your second act with gusto. So those are the two.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like the one for me.
Okay.
No, it's only sisters. I'm not sure if you heard that.
Yeah, I didn't think he was listening. But I think it would be great to come back and chat to you about more of that.
Yes, we can. Please, I'd love to do it because there are women who desperately need it.
Really?
Well, I'm in that situation now. You get to over 60 and you start thinking to yourself, you become invisible. You think you've been a mother for so long, a wife for so long, a manager, boss for so long. That ends, and you've got to find yourself again. You've got to think to yourself, what am I here? What is my favorite color? What do I enjoy doing?
Wow.
Who are the people I want to mix with? And it might sound strange.
No, not at all. No, I think it's a great idea,
Chris. But women are like that, and for us to get into that situation where we can speak with like-minded people and motivate and uplift each other, you have no idea that reclaiming you, what you can come out with in your second act of life.
Wow,
sounds beautiful. Fantastic.
We definitely got to get you back. So this was so amazing to chat to both of you. You are a brilliant co-host. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm waiting for my contract. I'll be checking my email on a regular basis.
I was actually typing it while we were chatting.
You've got the jacket though.
I've got the jacket.
That's one benefit that he's already received.
Yeah, so it was.
Lavonne's going to be emailing me with information about my security officer.
And your travel in color trip. I wonder where you want to go. Cape Town?
All the places. I love South Africa.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Both of you, it was amazing to be with you, man. So thank you so much for giving us your time. We appreciate you.
Such a pleasure. I loved it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right. So this has been Beyond the Itinerary. And of course, as you know, we bring you guests with a lot of information. And of course, our guests today were absolutely amazing. I had so much time. Thank you very much to those of you who are watching us on all the various social media platforms. We appreciate it. We are live on all of them. And thank you, Feroza. Thank you to the team. Thank you, Janine. Thank you to Ronnie. We appreciate you. And of course, we are back again sometime next week.
We live in being a sportsman or being a fighter and not having a promoter is like being unemployed. Because the promoter wasn't my promoter, so I beat the promoter's boy.
So told him a lesson. I'll show you that.
So yes, and my own men, like I take fights if they come, if they don't come. That's
no, you're busy just knocking people out. Now I've left.
Well, my chamber, I'll try and smash your head off.
We need to find this guy's bank account, man. We need to support him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you'll need,
as a nation, we feel bad and we should feel bad.
Yeah, we need to give him something, you know.
We trusted the legitimacy of the information given to us. So we were like, okay, here's the criminal. He did it.
He's the criminal.
Yay.
He looks like
we
the
must
criminal.
get him, you know.
So what does a criminal look like?
I guess scruffy.
That's the question.
You don't
that was going through my mind.
You know what? Just for it to be in context, right? He did say that he was battling a drug addiction. You know, so guys, we all know what drugs can do to you physically. You know, you don't really take care of yourself. You are looking a bit scruffy, and unfortunately, then you fall under the stereotype of looking like whether it's a thief or someone who could commit a crime, looking like a para. So
back to the question again. What is a para?
Para.
First of all, where did they get this picture? The people were posting this picture, this particular one.
FBI's are chair. People are able to find anything.
But also, I think more than anything, they had to go find the most incriminating picture of him to make him look as bad as possible.
Or as bad as possible.
Yeah, you just have the audio on, and this gentleman speaks. You won't say it's him. It sounds like a guy from Stellenbosch. Like he should be up in the mountains, somewhere there. Wow. And then you see the face, and like, wait, this is not the same mugshot we got a couple of weeks ago. Who is this person now? He's turned